takes, that's you. 3 takes, not me. 2 takes if you lucky. First take, stop me. 4 takes, that's you. 3 takes, not me. 2 takes if you lucky. First take, you got me.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Cobb and Dash Show. It's our second to last episode of the season. So it's all good things must come to an end. We'll be back in a few weeks after the 2024. Usually there's like a sprinkle of trades that happen, and Cobb and I would come on and like give kind of a recap of what's going on. I remember last year when the season ended, I think we had like Tasia and Hosh came and did the Kenneth Walker trade, and there was a few other ones that went on. So second to last episode. It's been a good season. I think we missed like the last, kind of got hectic around Thanksgiving and stuff. So we missed a lot last few weeks, but nonetheless, the semifinals and the finals are here. I don't think we crowned our Pancake King yet on the show, but we have done it off the show on our Facebook page. Obviously, you guys know Cobb's the Pancake King of 2023. So let's give him And with Cobb being the Pancake King, he does not want to do the pancakes this year because Cobb did the pancakes last year in a different league. So he suggested to the group an alternative to the pancakes. And so I will say Pancake King does still stand if you have a legitimate reason to change it, be it diabetes or some sort or whatever, some health illness, health thing, or you did it last year and you just can't do it, and you go to IHOP, you sit there for 24 hours and not actually do anything. So Cobb offered some alternatives. We voted. The league was pretty dead on between two of them. But we have come now to calling Cobb the fast food king of this season. So Cobb, you've been going through the numbers because it's not entirely pancakes and McChickens are the exact same calorie count. So you've been doing some kind of math and calculations here. So I'm going to let you have the floor and discuss what you've come to.
Yeah. First off, just want to thank the league for listening to me, hearing me out for the punishment. And honestly, I was indifferent between the two punishments, but I think this is and Stu brought up a good point where if in the future someone needs to pivot, like this could be a good second pivot because it is the 24 hours just in a McDonald's, pretty much mirrors the IHOP situation. But yeah, I just want to thank the league for being reasonable and hearing me out. What are we doing there?
Yeah, sorry, I was getting the next segment ready.
Obviously, I had to take a few weeks off to get mentally back into the form of Deja's already come up with key nicknames. Get back into just actually wanting to talk about this league. So I'm glad we're back for the semifinals, and of course, the punishment is a big component of this league, which leads me to the fast food challenge or punishment, I should say. And after some thoughts, I know the way that it was worded was 1 hamburger equals 1 hour. We didn't really talk about that and after going through some of the numbers, I personally think that it should be based off of trying to compare it calorie wise. Like, obviously I want, it's still going to be a punishment, should still be very difficult to, I should still be in there for, at least 4 or 5 hours. Right. Which I'm fully planning on anyways. But the thing is here, a hamburger, even just a $1 menu hamburger at McDonald's is 2 times as many calories as 1 pancake. So if I were to have done the same amount of pancakes or burgers as I did pancakes last year, which was 19, I would be sitting at about 5,000 calories for one meal for one day, which is going to give me a heart attack. Not really trying to do that. So Dash and I and some other owners offline have talked about converting as closely as possible. So the hamburger it's technically 1.8 times the calories as 1 pancake. So instead of the hamburger being 1.8 hours counted, I would be 1.5 hours. I think that's a fair compromise. I'm still eating more calories than I would have if it was IHOP. And then we could also start incorporating more menu items like McDoubles, which are 3 times as much. I'm not going to ask for 3 hours off for 1 McDouble. I know that would just cause a whole mess of situation, but maybe that could be more of a 2 hour or 2.5 hours off. 6-piece nuggets, those are two times as many calories. So those could be like, I think, again, another hour and a half off, not the full 2 hours. I'm rounding down, trying to compromise because the league did give me the privilege, I guess, of pivoting. McFlurries too, those are on the menu.
Oh,
That'd be a fun
yeah.
one to do.
Oh man, I don't know about that.
I have a conversion table actually. I'm glad you brought that up, Tasia. I probably should have been presenting that this whole time. Let me actually do that. And then I like Dash. Obviously, would love to get your thoughts on this. Is my screen showing?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So here we go. So this is IHOPs. Come out in 5 stacks. Each pancake is 138 calories, and these are just some menu items for McDonald's that I got with the conversion of comparing them to the one pancake. Yeah, Tasia's bringing up a good point about the Waffle House challenge. I don't think anyone going into this knew that the waffles at Waffle House were 410 calories. That's fucking disgusting.
That was really surprising me when I saw that.
Yeah, that's the thing is like if that's something that we'd actually looked into, I feel like we would have thought about that and pivoted because I can do that. I mean, what is it? 410. That's almost 8,000 calories. Like, I think the point of Waffle House there is you're just gonna be sitting there longer, but I feel like that's not as fun as like someone actually going in and like eating as much as they can. I think there's more content, more fun out of that because they're actually participating in something. They're not just sitting there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my thought process was. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and obviously the chat can go off as well.
Yeah, we have one person in the chat right now. We had 2 earlier. Yeah, I mean, I like what you have here. Yeah, seeing the Waffle House thing at being 400 calories per. I mean, I'd love to watch someone do that just because, like, how many waffles was that person eating? I mean, it's wild. Because 4 of that's like 1,600 right off the bat, and like
I don't think they're that big either. Like the waffles, like
I thought they were like that big.
Yeah,
I mean,
but like if you were to look at it, you wouldn't be like, oh, that's 410 calories. Like it's wild.
No, yeah, especially when a pancake's 145, right?
Yeah,
that what was. Yes. Okay, so let's look at here. So a hamburger, it's 250 calories. That's 1.8. So we're gonna say it's a 1.5 hours for one hamburger.
That was my proposal. Yeah.
Okay.
And like then, rounding all of these down basically to the like half hour.
What's crazy to me is the 10-piece nuggets is 2.5.
Yeah.
6 pieces 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy that 6-piece nuggets are 250 calories. Like I always thought, you know what? I'm gonna eat light tonight. I'm gonna get a 10-piece.
Yeah.
Jesus. So 2.5. Yeah, I mean, I like the list. I mean, if we're doing 1.5, 2.5, yeah. I mean, it'd also be kind of fun as well as like. I mean, it won't be fun, but like it's funny to kind of see what you can eat. McFlurry, dude. So McFlurry 3.5.
Yeah,
that'd probably be the end, right? You'd have to eat that last
little treat,
little dessert,
starve it down. Yeah, but like Taja's kind of saying in the comments, I think the idea is to try and keep it calorically the same. This one's interesting just because I could actually have like maybe a strategy of like mixing up items. It's still going to be fucking disgusting, but. Yeah.
So 140 times 24, 3360. So whatever you can eat at any restaurant should equal that amount. Is that about right? Right. I mean, I think
that's if you were to literally eat that all at once and not stay in there for more than 10 minutes. Like the calories are going to slowly go down the longer you stay because you're not like you're taking the hour in that punishment instead of the food item.
Yeah. Yeah, because the hours. Yeah, that'll change.
Yeah.
How many hours were you in your IHOP?
5 hours.
5 hours, okay.
Yeah. So that's why I had 19, and that was fucking disgusting. I was telling the story, I've told it offline, but I went to an IHOP like a month ago, was starving, walked in, immediately lost my appetite and could barely eat. Like I got like an omelet. I literally just couldn't eat because there were like pancakes around. It was wild. Didn't think it was going to affect me that much, but it was wild.
Oh my God, that's good. Hold on a second. Someone's at the door. Hold on.
A little special guest. But yeah, I guess we'll we'll post this video and we can get some more feedback. Again, I've already talked to a few owners and everyone seemed okay with it. I think rounding down helps in my case just because, again, I'm kind of I think
No.
we're locking in the hour.
It's hours is the count.
Hours. So this would be like 1.5 hours.
Takes it off. So then you bet 22 and a half hours after that.
Yeah, that's the proposal, is converting these to like, this is just the caloric ratio to pancakes. It's making this like, this would be like 1.5 hours. I could add another column and post this on the Facebook group just to like have a breakdown, see if anyone thinks differently.
Yeah. And I would, when you do that, like, don't even say you're going to round down. Just say just go what it equals 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yes, but each hour equal to pancake. I mean, it's not. We can't really go exactly how we did it with the last one.
We're like, if we were going to go singular item to singular item, the whole reason I'm bringing this up is because the caloric difference would be wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's like. That's why this is being brought up.
Yeah, I like you're going there, Tej. You're asking a lot of questions. Like, you better hope you're not.
Questions I'm expecting. Some people thought I was going to be eating this at home. They didn't like that idea. I don't know where that came from. I'm going to be at McDonald's.
Yeah, probably in Fairfax, right?
Yeah, probably in Fairfax. Yeah, I live in DC. For those that don't know, I'm not going to go into a McDonald's in the city and risk some sort of harm should I be at a table with a ton of food with people that want that food from me. So
he was offered like a kind of a discounted punishment if he were to stay at the U Street McDonald's from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. If he could do that, he could be done with the
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna go to our semifinals preview. Of course, this is obviously brought to you by our friends at IHOP, which, they pay the bills here, but somehow Cobb's disrespecting them. But as a league, we allowed it this year. But this is our semifinals brought to you by IHOP, the home of the stack. I mean, they're still doing the pumpkin pancakes, so you can still get them. I don't know when they're gonna finish that off this year, but they're still available. You should go get them. Cobb, you should go get them. Maybe that'll get your pancake appetite back. But So we're going to get to how we got to the semifinals later on the show when we do not our Pancake King, but our motivational squeeze to one certain owner who just blew it, like probably one of the most catastrophic semifinals or playoff performances I've ever seen in any fantasy league. Not just this league, but any fantasy league. We'll get to that later. But yeah, so Stu defeated ZT in a Monday night thriller, which shouldn't have been a thriller if you pay attention to that matchup. And then Adam kind of just, CMC'd his way to the semifinals by just obliterating Roden. Roden had a really, one of those years, if you kind of look at his team, I was a big fan of his team at the beginning of the season, but it kind of tailed off as far as the roster just didn't really have it outside of Josh Allen and Diggs. Roden got dominated, but hey, kudos to Roden for kind of putting together a solid team to get him to. He almost had a bye. The things rolled his way. He would have had a bye, and he would be playing this week. And I would have lost to whoever I played last week. My team did not do well, but yeah. So that's how it is. So now we got Stu going against the reigning champion Matt Hotch, and we got myself versus A Millie in the semifinals. So the way we usually do it on the show, we usually go high seed. Gets his first preview, first look at it. So we're gonna go to that one first. And yeah, let's do that. Let me pull this up here. Okay, so our first matchup. This is we're gonna take a look at the first time Hotch and Stu played each other. This is week 10 of the season. Obviously, a lot has changed for both these teams in that time period. Are you looking at? How can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we kind of covered up a little bit of the other side. We can see it perfectly. So yeah, we had Stu won this one. The only time they played this year, won by 5, a little less than 5. But yeah, he had Herbert versus Burrow. Both guys are not playing anymore. Keenan Allen, we'll see if he plays this week.
He's out. He just got dedicated as out.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jesus. Wow. Okay. So we're gonna have to take a look at who Stu's gonna put in there. And obviously Sam Laporta's been great for him. Hunter Henry, I don't even know that's Hodge's tight end anymore. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. Jonathan Taylor, I don't know if he's playing this week. Is that they ruled him out yet?
No, but he was estimated to be a full practice participant yesterday or something, or he was listed as one yesterday.
Yeah, I want to see how that goes. But yeah, this is the matchup week 10 of the season. And so now we're going to semifinals week where Stu should not be here, but you know what? He is here with Joe Flacco and all as his QB. Obviously, an injury designation there. But I don't really look at the projections. Based on my projections and some of my matchups, especially this league, I don't buy these fucking stupid projections anymore. I'm kind of writing these projections off. Our projections are much better than these computerized BS. But yeah, so we're gonna take a look at it first. So we got so we'll do it differently this year or this time around. We'll just go matchup by matchup, you and me, and we'll say who wins this one. Between both of us, we'll go. So Flacco, Kyler Murray. Flacco gets Houston. Kyler Murray against Chicago. Chicago's defense has been playing really well. They're also playing in Chicago. I don't know what the weather is going to be like, but I can't imagine it's going to be a nice summer's day. Probably cold as balls and windy. I'm going to go Flacco the way Flacco's been playing, man. I'm going to go Flacco in Houston in the Dome over Kyler Murray against Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair point. Flacco's been airing it out. If he didn't throw 3 picks, it'd be a different story. I mean, he's turned multiple touchdowns in each game since being back. But I don't know. I mean, Flacco did play Chicago last week, and Kyler Murray gets him this week. I'm leaning Kyler Murray here. I think Cleveland. I think both these games are going to be slugfests. I don't think this is the advantage that Hodge would have liked. Coming in with Stu having to decide between Flacco and Nick Mullins. So I think Stu should be pretty fortunate that this isn't like a shoe-in matchup advantage for Hodge. But I'm still giving him Kyler Murray the slight edge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Jonathan Taylor is going to play this week.
Wow.
Yep.
Stu's got to hope Zach Moss comes back too.
So apparently Thursday practice will determine if he plays. So I don't know, but there's no injury designation by his name right now. So that'll be interesting. Okay. And then we have Tyreek Hill and Puka Nacua. I mean, I don't think we even need to do this. Puka hasn't really looked good last few weeks. Kupp's, while Nacua is not the guy anymore, Kupp's back to being the guy. And if you are one of the lucky owners who kind of was able to finagle Kupp's bad season to get to the semifinals point, you're in a good spot with Kupp in the semis because he's looking pretty good. But yeah, I go Tyreek Hill over Puka here pretty easily.
Yeah, same here. I know Tyreek Hill has been practicing, but I think they're just playing it safe.
He's full practice participant today.
There you go. Yeah. So yeah, easy Tyreek Hill. Puka's getting the target. I mean, if this was in PPR, this would probably be a blowout decision. But Puka does get the targets at least for Stu. New Orleans is really good against receivers, so it could be another stinker.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Kyren Williams versus Breece Hall. Kyron's been fantastic. I'm looking at Tage and I were looking at his over-unders, his betting totals. His rushing yards is 92.5 over-under for Kyren Williams. And he was the highest favorite to have a touchdown in the game tonight. So just off that alone, that's a 15 right there. It's not even including catches or anything he gets out of the backfield. The Breece Hall, the only saving grace I'll say is they're playing Washington this week. That's the only thing I'll give Breece Hall, but I'm not going to give him the edge over Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams is one of the spots here where Stu has a potential chance to kind of do something here because Kyren can blow it up, and then we'll have a ball game here. So Kyron's one of his home run hitters, and I think Kyron's in a good spot. And what sucks is it's a Thursday night game, so like if he has a dud, it's like, oh man, fuck, like you're going into the weekend with like not feeling good about yourself. So he needs Kyron to step up. I have Kyron in the semis in the Hotchkiss Dynasty League, so I'll be rooting for Kyron tonight. But
yeah, no, I mean Kyron's been great since coming back. I have him over Brees as well. But yeah, like you said, I mean, I think we're gonna know after this game who's gonna win this matchup. Stu needs Puka to get back to what he was a few weeks ago, and he needs the Kyron to keep tearing it up. Otherwise, I'm not seeing much hope.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so this is an interesting one here. You got Sam Laporta versus Travis Kelce. I'm going Sam Laporta all day, man. Goff loves him. Kelce just getting doubled every week, and there's nobody else to go to. So like, it's not Mahomes ain't really forcing it to Kelce as he used to in the past. And Laporta's matchup proof, man. Laporta will also be one of Stu's keepers next year. I've already talked about that. So yeah, Laporta is just unreal. Have they played Detroit yet? Just curious what his numbers were last time they played, if they've already played yet. Minnesota. I don't know why it's not coming up here. Yeah, I don't see Minnesota here. That's weird.
Maybe they play him. Wait.
They probably play in week 18, maybe.
Yeah, week 18.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. But yeah, I think Sam Porter it's a no-brainer, really, and you would think it's kind of weird to say that, but like this is one of the spots where I'm seeing like the projections being wild. It's like, okay, you're still giving Kelce 14. It's not 2020 or 2019 anymore. You can't just give that to him. It's more likely for Kelce to get a 16 or get a 6 than a 16 anymore. So yeah, I'm going on Sam Laporta here.
Yeah, no, I've Laporta too. Stu's been reaping the benefits with him, and I mean, getting Kyron in that trade, like Stu got 2 keepers, late round keepers for next year. So he's in a good spot with both of them. Laporta for sure over Kelce. So yeah, not much to add on top of what you said. Kelce hasn't been looking great. Hotch went with him first overall, and I think he's been kind of, I don't know. I guess, I mean, he's the 1 seed, so he's not that upset, but I think his team could have been a little more dominant if he didn't go with Kelce.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I gotta say, probably one of the best moves of the year with me letting go of Kelce this year. I didn't know this was gonna happen. I was just more, I like the value of where I had guys instead of keeping a first round pick.
Yep. No, I'll give you that. Good job, man.
Okay, that's why I'm back in the semis again for the 8th year in a row. Let's keep a little pat on the back. Okay, so now I got Brandon Ayuk. This is an interesting one, actually. Raheem Mostert versus Brandon Ayuk. Now, my personal thing here, I think Dallas is going to beat the shit out of Miami this weekend, and I think that would be. I think that it would be such a bad beating that Miami's going to abandon the run, which would help actually his Tyreek Hill start here. But I think they're going to abandon the run big time. I think they're going to take a big emphasis on the run based on the way James Cook dominated last week. They're going to take that out of the game. Said Mostert missed practice today at DNP, but they say he should be fine. Brandon Ayuk, he's a guy, since Debo's come back from that injury he's had, it's been the Debo show and not really Brandon Ayuk. But, I mean, Ayuk still manages to squeeze out like last 5 games, 5, 13, 14, 11, 24. It's still pretty solid. Ayuk, I mean, that offense is just really solid. Playing Baltimore this week, that's where things kind of go awry for me. At home, at least in San Francisco. But yeah, I'm gonna go wash here. I think there's a chance that Ayuk could have a better game than Mostert because I think they're gonna shut down the Miami run. But I'm gonna go wash here. I think it can be very close between the two of them. Yeah,
I'm gonna lead Mostert here. Just for the probably known and given touches that he's gonna get. Ayuk, I mean, I have Ayuk in 2 leagues. I'm starting him in 2 leagues, but I mean, last week could have been completely different. I mean, I feel like each game I've watched, San Fran Purdy ends up missing like a wide open Ayuk touchdown. So this could be the week that it hits, and he has a blow up game. But like you said, yeah, Debo's been dominating. There's no reason for them to really go away from him. And Mostert's still producing, even though A-Chain's back. So I think it will be a good game between Miami and Dallas. So I think Mostert's going to get plenty of touches. So I'm going to go with him.
So this interesting one here. You got James Conner, Saquon Barkley. Another one of the Kelce kind of thing where it's like, oh, Saquon's really boom or bust. Like, and it's like a big draw. There's no in between. It's like a 4 or a 20. That's what it is. Now, do you think he's going to get that? Yeah, it's crazy actually. Last 5 games, 4, 22, 6, 28, 7, 13. And then Connor's been pretty solid, actually. I'm going to go just look at his score quickly. 17, 22, 7, 8, 7. Okay, so I mean, that's another wash for me. I'm going to go Connor and Barkley wash, but I'll probably lean. I'm going to probably give a slight lean to Connor, but it's not too big of a margin. Just because they're playing Philadelphia, and Philly's going to be coming for blood this week after losing on Monday night.
Yeah. I'm close to a wash. I'm going to do the opposite, slight edge to Barkley, just by the talent. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's close. I mean, they're both going to get a lot of touches. It's really just going to come down to who gets the touchdown between these two. And I'm going to slightly lean Barkley there. But I also might be open because I do have Barkley in another league. So
a little biased there. So final head-to-head here offensively, you got Deontay Johnson for Stu versus Jonathan Taylor for Hotch here. Taylor's first game back in a couple of weeks. Deontay Johnson, I know this isn't, Stu would not be starting him because he has Keenan Allen. But I mean, for a guy for a fill-in this week in the semis, I mean, look at his last 3 weeks, and this is obviously with Trubisky. I don't know if Mason Rudolph's going to start this week or if Pickett will be back. But last 3 games for Deontay, 15, 12, 12. I mean, it's double digits. Taylor's going against Atlanta. I don't know what the running back situation is going to be. Is Moss playing? Is Trey Sermon going to be the guy this week? As far as like splitting up his carries, because I mean, Indianapolis signed him to a long-term deal, right? So like they don't want to run him into the ground when he comes first game out off the bat after 3 weeks of being out. So like I don't necessarily see a Jonathan Taylor workhorse kind of game. I think they might ease him back in, but also who's the other back? Is it Trey Sermon or is it Zach Moss? So
yeah, I'm gonna slightly lean Deontay Johnson here. Projections are super weird. I guess it does depend on who is going to play for Pittsburgh, but yeah, I don't know. It's just PPR really helps Deontay Johnson. I'm 3 straight games with the touchdown. He's clearly being targeted, and I could see Pickens being in the doghouse a little bit after that non-blocking he was doing last week. So give it to your boy Deontay. I mean, Deontay Johnson did have his own thing earlier in the season where he wouldn't block, but give me a slight edge for Deontay Johnson. I agree with the easing Taylor back in. He's been having injury problems, and they don't want to like mess with their future.
Especially since they paid him like the 3 or 4 year deal, like they have something to invest in the future, so they're not going to run him out to the ground. So with that being said, looking at just to the semifinals, we don't usually look at kickers and IDPs. I'm just going to quickly dabble at that. Matt Gay at Atlanta. So you got Colts have been pretty decently moving the ball in Atlanta in the dome, so that's pretty key. Atlanta does have a kind of a stingy defense, though, so we'll see. I guess that is good as far as maybe getting across the midfield and not scoring touchdowns, so more field goals for Matt Gay. Jason Myers has been great also, but you're playing at Tennessee. I don't know what the weather's going to be like, but your outdoor elements there. I'm not gonna pick one or the other. I'm just gonna show the pros and cons of each. Alex Singleton, New England. It's gonna snow. I could see some gritty defensive tackles there. Also, maybe not even getting to the second level though. I don't know. Derwin James been pretty solid. Patrick Queen, meh. I don't like Danielle Hunter. I don't really like that one start, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Danielle Hunter's been more bust, man. I'm looking at his last few games. I don't really like the sack type guys because they could easily get a 1 or nothing. They could also get a 10, but they also get a 1 or a 0. There's no in between. Like linebackers, you're getting 5, 6s no matter what, you know. But Hunter's been pretty solid. 11, 1, 14, 6, 6, 5, 11, 6. Okay, pretty good. Looks like a questionable tag here. So slowed by illness, not participant in practice. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Any takeaways from the IDPs or special teams for you?
Not really. I think Hodge has a little more consistent playmakers on that side. So I mean, Stu needs his IDPs to hit, which they could. I mean, I don't know. Singleton's a little weird, but Queen's consistent at least, but like he's like a low point consistent kind of guy, like a 5. Neil Hunter's all going to be about sacks. So I mean, we'll see. Like he got 2 last week, and you can see the games that he doesn't get sacks, he does nothing, which is what happens at the position. So I think Stu's right though. He does need to take a shot with one of his IDPs. I think that's what people should be doing, is have one that has a high ceiling. But yeah, I think Hodges are a little high, like have some higher consistency points wise.
Yep. See if we have any comments from the chat here. No comments. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Moving on. We got 2 viewers in there right now. So moving on. Okay. So let's get prediction here. Will we see Matt Hodge going to his 3rd straight championship? Or do you have Stu with the upset? I'm gonna let you go first here.
I mean, I really want Stu with the upset. He just doesn't have. I don't know. I think his. I mean, Laporte is great. He has a pretty good matchup there. Relatively, Kyron. It's really just going to come down to tonight. Kyron needs to have one of like a similar game, and if he doesn't, I don't think Stu wins. With that in mind, I think Hodge is going to make it back, which is really unfortunate. I think he's pretty vulnerable right now. I do have. I mean, we'll get to this. I do think another team that could be playing Hodge this week had some more upside guys that could have taken him down, but seeing how things fell, I think Hodge is going to win a slugfest here. Let's do it like a 121 to like 118. I think Stu's going to be right there.
Oh man.
Yeah, brutal.
So with this matchup, we're really looking at 2 games. I think this is going to come down to 2 games in this one. We're going to go obviously tonight's game. So it's a huge game for him. I hope he's drinking those $2 PBRs at some bar in Iowa, and then we're looking at the Miami and Dallas game. So Hodge has 2 dudes in that game, Mostert and Hill, who pretty much Mostert's carried his team all season. Hill has come on, only added to the juice he's had. And actually, Hill has kind of carried his team when Jefferson went down, and then he had a few injuries on his squad. And this is without Chase, who's out this week. Yeah, the only other thing I will say besides the Kyron Williams and Nakua tonight, Laporta, and this is where my prediction is going to come. Obviously, smart money goes Hodge here, but I'll say this: if Kyron has a 20+ game and Laporta has a 20+ game, Stu wins his matchup, and those are 2 very possible things that can happen. I'm gonna go Stu in the upset here. Oh, as much as I'd love to play Hodge in the championship and fucking dethrone his little ass, I think Stu's there's something about Stu's team. The way he pulled off that upset last week. The guy was literally leading by 1.9 going into the Monday night game, and he won. So, like, sometimes there's teams of destiny, man, and I think Stu is that team this year. So I'm gonna go Stu with a narrow win. Call it 127 to 121. So like a 6-point game. Stu wins it, man. Any Monday nighters? Ayuk versus Barkley and okay. So Stu's got 2 Monday night guys. So Ayuk and Queen, and then Hodge has Fred Warner Monday night. He's got Barkley, yeah. He got Kelsey Monday afternoon or Monday morning or the 1:00 game, and then he's got Barkley 4. Yeah. So Stu could potentially have a little comeback action with Patrick Queen and Brandon Ayuk.
Good.
Gosh, could you imagine like having like come back, like score like 20 points between the 2? I mean, you could that could happen, but like that just
Ayuk just needs 1 bomb.
Yeah.
Barkley also just needs a nice little check down, take it to the house. So
that's the beauty about this weekend, the semifinals weekend. Like literally, there's games every day, so like you're gonna see comebacks, but you're not gonna know what the outcome is until that final game Monday night. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. All right, so we're moving on to the what some are calling maybe the prime time. It's the 2 versus 3 games. So people are saying this should be the prime time spot for this week on the BL Plus Network channel. It's not, because Hodge is there. Everyone are looking to see if Hodge will get a 3-peat. No one wants the three-peat, but people want to watch it to make sure it doesn't happen. But we're going to go to myself versus Adam. Week 5 was the only time we played this year, and I laid the smackdown on him. DJ Moore had his amazing Thursday night performance with a 47 that game, which that was pretty much done after that game. There was no coming back from that. Won by 38. Adam has a new quarterback now. That's pretty much it with Adam's team, actually. Adam's team is pretty much it's really based in CMC, AJ Brown, and now it's Brock Purdy as leading the helm there. So like that's pretty much the same team that he has. It's pretty much a bunch of pieces with CMC, AJ Brown, and now Brock Purdy. So not really much variance there. My team pretty much the same this week. Actually, I don't know. Did I have Kamara? Yeah, I had Kamara then. Mike Evans is in my lineup now. I didn't have him that week, I guess. That was a bye week for the Tampa Bay. But Debo's playing his ass off now. So we're going to get into the predictions for this game. All right. So we got Patrick Mahomes Monday. So we got a lot of Monday ones in this matchup. So Patrick Mahomes Monday at 1 o'clock versus Brock Purdy, who plays 8 o'clock on Monday against Baltimore. I'm going to go Mahomes here against the Raiders. The Raiders are a bad team. It's in Kansas City. Everyone's kind of questioning the Chiefs' offense and still have a lot to prove. I will say, I know Patriots aren't good this year, but the Patriots have been one of the best defenses in the league over the last 2 months. And we scored 27 points against them. Could have scored 34, but we were a classy organization. We nailed the ball at the 1 yard line. But we look good. And I have promised after playing the Patriots in New England, a cold game like that we scored that many points. I think we had a little bit of a carryover as we head into close to the playoffs. But I think Mahomes gets probably more in his projection. I want to say, I think in order for me to win, I need to have Mahomes kind of game. I really need him to do his thing. A little classic performance for him. And I just think Purdy going against Baltimore, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be a very ugly 16-10 type of game. And I don't see Purdy having a blow-up game like he has been doing recently. So I'm going to go Mahomes here.
Yeah, no, I'm also going to go Mahomes. It's a combination between, like you said, I feel like anytime a lot of news starts circulating around the Chiefs and Mahomes being done, kind of takes it personally and hops out and gets the job done, especially within their division. And I think San Fran, Baltimore, I mean, it could be a Super Bowl preview. I think it's going to be a pretty grimy game. Honestly, I have Purdy in another league. I'm not starting him.
Wow, you're actually taking him out? You have Dak?
Yeah, I have Dak as well.
No, okay.
Key little tidbit that I'm benching him. But yeah, no, I'm going Mahomes. Yeah, I mean, Purdy, we'll get to it with CMC, but I think he needs a stack touchdown for this to beat Mahomes.
Okay. So then we have Debo, Drake London. Drake London's a bum, dude. Like, I've never been a fan of his. I liked him in college, but when you have Desmond Ridder as your quarterback, it's just really tough to trust. It's saving graces in a dome. I don't trust him, especially with that quarterback play they have.
Ooh,
Debo.
Heineke's starting this week, though.
Is he?
Yeah, he didn't produce with him, but
he did or did not?
No, he did not.
Oh, really? Okay, well, never mind then. I'm gonna go Debo. Debo's probably the hottest fantasy player, probably hottest player in the league right now. Look at his last 5 games. It's really good last 5 games. 20, 30, 34, 19, 7, 14. But those last 4 games specifically. Yeah, I'm going to go Debo. I think it is going to be an ugly game, but the one beauty about Debo is that you can run the ball with him. You can also pass the ball with him. I can see that being a very quick screen, a lot of quick screen type catches, hoping he kind of blows it up the field. I think he's a really good game. I don't like the 11 that they have him projected for. I think I see him having a 15 to 20. I just don't see him not having a game because I can see him getting peppered with targets, little screen passes, and then also trying for them to run the ball to try to break for McCaffrey because I think Baltimore's going to target in on McCaffrey and kind of eliminate him and hope somebody else tries to beat them. So yeah, I'm going to go Debo over Drake London pretty easily, not even a close one.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy decision for me too. Go Debo. Like I said, Taylor Heineke is starting, but I think Drake London was injured for one of his starts, and he didn't really do anything outside of that for the other 2 starts. So, yeah. And I mean, good for you Deep, this is why you kept Debo. Like you knew he had it in him. He was kind of a thorn in your side for a good part of the beginning of the season. But now, yeah, he's proven to be one of those insane playoff assets. So yeah, give me Debo. I also think that kind of cancels out Purdy a little bit, so that helps.
It does. That's why I'm hoping they hand the ball off to him a little bit more this week, so we just take away Purdy at all costs.
Yeah, it's a double side. Like it's interesting because he could take a carry away from CMC for a touchdown, and he catches a touchdown. That's points for you and Purdy, and I'll take that.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think about that factor of it. Yeah, it's a good one. And also, too, Debo talking about two story of the year. Like, I was already talking about like not keeping him next year, and like that conversation has totally changed.
Yeah.
6th round tender for a guy who was like just dominating everything. Okay, so interesting one here. Obviously, I'm going to take CMC over Kamara, but Kamara's been honestly amazing. If we look at like who I might keep next year, I have no idea. I do think Kamara should be in the conversation because I don't think Tony Pollard's been okay, but not what I thought he was going to be. And for his value, it's great. But I love what Kamara's done. I don't think he's going to beat out CMC, but I do think Baltimore has a chance to shut out CMC. But I'm not an idiot. I'm gonna bet with CMC here. But I do think Kamara's been great. I think since he's played this year, he has one game below 10, and that was a 9.5. Every game has just been like just Kamara just gives him like 10 targets a game, and it's really been great. So yeah, I do think Kamara could have a big game tonight, like a big game, like a 15. Time what his projection is. But I think McCaffrey should do better than that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore dominates him. But I'm going to go CMC over Kamara.
Yeah, also going to go CMC. Probably fantasy MVP. It's pretty easy decision. I don't think there's no one I would choose over him. Yeah, but like you said, Kamara still produces regardless. Especially, I mean, coming from a guy that was dogging Carr all offseason for a good reason, ended up being the biggest benefactor of how bad Carr is because he just checks down to Kamara all the time. So like, yeah, excellent draft pick there. Excellent potential keeper for you, but CMC for sure in that one.
And I think I'm also, being a person who was on the receiving end or on the opposite end of his 8 touchdown performance in the championship a couple years back. I think I'm owed some kind of karma from Kamara. So like, it'd be nice. Some Kamara. Yeah.
Work on it. We'll workshop it.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Evan Ingram versus David Njoku. So before I was like, Ingram over Njoku. Yeah, Njoku's had like 2 good weeks. I mean, and yeah, he's had 2 back-to-back really solid weeks. But the problem is he's done that with Flacco, and this is Flacco consistently. So Flacco's going to him a lot. Look at Flacco's history in Baltimore. Love Dennis Pitta. I mean, he has a thing for his tight ends. He likes his tight ends. Ingram's been solid. I think last week he had kind of a down week, if I remember correctly. Yeah, at 5, but coming off a 30 to 20. If I can get a 30 from Evan Ingram again, I think I win this matchup pretty easily. I'm gonna go wash here just because Njoku's played the last 2 weeks really well with Flacco. I'm gonna go wash. And Tampa gives up a lot of points to tight ends, but I don't trust it because Njoku. I want to see how Njoku continues to play with Flacco in 2 weeks, 22 and 22. Yeah, I can't really. I'm not gonna pick my guy over that.
Yeah, Njoku kicked me out of the playoffs 2 weeks ago when he just randomly blew up. So that was a little frustrating. And then, I mean, he continued it last week, but I feel better about Ingram. I kind of write last week off a little bit for the Jags. I mean, Lawrence almost didn't play. At least I think that was last week. But he was at least injured and hobbled. He actually has a concussion now. Yeah, I mean, if Lawrence plays, I think I lean Ingram a little bit. But yeah, I'll probably just lean. I'll do the wash for now.
All right, so this is another one where beginning of the season, the way that the guys started, it was like, okay, this guy, nobody else. But you got AJ Brown versus Mike Evans here. AJ Brown, man, has not looked good. And wasn't there some drama on the Monday night game where he was arguing with after the game and stuff, being pissed off about knocking the ball?
Probably.
I mean, yeah. But if you look at the last few games for both these guys, AJ Brown, 8, 13, 15, 13, 2. Then on the other end, Mike Evans, 13-1, 27-22. Mike Evans, I think is you could say wash here, but I'm gonna go. I think Mike Evans wins this matchup here. I'm not. I mean, AJ Brown just hasn't looked good since their bye week. It's been very inconsistent. It's not been the same guy who's done his damage like he did at the beginning of the season. Because the beginning of the season, I would say AJ Brown all the way here, but I would say wash, but I would lean Mike Evans here is where I'm going in this matchup.
Yeah, no, I'm going AJ Brown here. I think just based off of who I think the Eagles are, I think they're going to have a bounce back game against the Giants and want to make a statement against them. In which case, I think these targets that AJ Brown has been getting actually turn into catches. Hurts was a little, I know he had the flu or some shit going into last game. But no, I mean, Mike Evans has been great. Another kind of gem that you got in the draft. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to go AJ Brown though. I think the Eagles bounce back and make a statement here, and a lot of that comes from AJ Brown.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue that. That's pretty much who you prefer here. Tony Pollard, Aaron Jones. Yeah, Pollard has not been the guy that I thought he was going to be, but he's been solid. Aaron Jones barely plays. Aaron Jones could be easily out of that game, the third play of the game. I mean, that guy is just made of glass. And for that reason alone, I'm going Tony Pollard. Pollard will be in the game all day long. Last 4 games, 7, 15, 16, 21, 17. It's pretty consistent as far as getting in the double digits, which is what I need. I just need some safe guys here in my flex spot. Aaron Jones, do not trust. And also, we'll go to his next guy. I don't trust that guy either. That's why he's got too many volatile guys in this team that it's like, okay, I just don't see it. So yeah, I'm gonna go to Pollard here over Aaron Jones.
Yeah, gonna go Pollard too. Aaron Jones doesn't play. They're going against Carolina. I think that game's gonna be kind of gross. So yeah, give me Pollard. I mean, yeah, he hasn't been what you thought. I mean, a lot of people thought he was going to be the RB1 for the season, but they're still giving him the touches. I'm not worried about his health like I am Aaron Jones. So give me Pollard.
All right, we're gonna go our last one here, our last toss up here. DJ Moore versus Chuba Hubbard. I had problems starting DJ Moore beginning of the week. I like Derrick Henry. I like what he's given me at certain points this year. He's also been a very guy who's been like up and down. Where it's like, oof. Coming off a really bad game. Pretty much said he's done with Tennessee after the season in his press conference after the game. But he made a comment about like, I'm going to give it my all these last 3 games. Like, damn, I want to start you, but like, I can't. I've looked at too many fantasy experts, which I don't usually do that. I usually go with my gut. But I looked at a lot of fantasy experts, and everyone has DJ Moore as a top 15 guy this week. Everybody does. They got one of the CBS guys has been the number 6 overall guy this week, and I'm like, wow, like okay. And like I looked, and they have Henry in like the 40s or the 50s, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with I'm gonna go DJ Moore here, and Fields gives him like 8 to 10 targets a game. So like, and this we're talking about a really bad secondary in Arizona. So yeah, I think DJ Moore easily dominates this one. Chuba Hubbard's been pretty solid this year. I will say that. He's been 11, 22, 18, 8, 5 last few weeks. But they are starting to get the ball they're starting to get Miles Sanders more involved. I don't know. I mean, maybe the interim head coach wants to do that more. I have no idea. But like, we're starting to see a little bit more Miles Sanders this week. Yeah, if I was going to put up money on this one, I think DJ Moore wins this one pretty easily. But yeah.
Yeah, same here. I mean, hopefully this doesn't turn into a situation where you're punching the air that you didn't go with your gut. Derrick Henry's a hard guy to sit, but I also, I mean, yeah, DJ Moore against Arizona. I mean, Arizona's an ass. So it's a safer play for sure. But like it's a good safe play where like the ceiling is still there too. So especially against Chuba Hubbard. I mean, it's what we were talking about earlier this season. I mean, Adam was the team that it's kind of it's a good matchup because Adam was a team that you're dogging a little bit, but for good reason. I mean, you start seeing the caliber of players that these guys have for their last couple flex spots, and we did. I mean, this year of all years. Wouldn't be surprised if some of these bums go off, but yeah, I'm gonna lean DJ Moore here for you. I'm actually surprised by the projections we have here, but DJ Moore pretty easily.
Yeah, the projections kind of bother me. That's why I'm like, okay, like I win most of these. I win most of all these matchups. And I'm like, I'm losing by 10 here. But I mean, you look at it though. They're giving McCaffrey a 21. They're giving AJ Brown a 15. So like, and they're giving Aaron Jones a 13. They're still giving him like preseason like projections, which is fucking stupid. And then special teams and defense here. This is an interesting one. We talked about Debo taking away from Purdy. If Mahomes doesn't execute, Harrison Butker gets points. So like that's huge. That's actually that's actually kind of one of the underrated matchups there. I like Dustin Hopkins. I just picked him up this week. I was going Will Lutz for the last 3 weeks. He's been awful. I pick him up coming off him like getting like back to back like 15s, and the guy gives me like a 5, a 6. It was terrible. Hopkins has been really solid. Flacco is still Flacco, and so like, you can't really trust him as far as scoring touchdowns every time. But they get a lot of field goals, and that was kind of why I went that way. I just picked him up this week. Then defensively, Bobby Wagner, Winfield, and Bolton have been great all season. I finally I had to go full on defensive management a couple weeks back after I lost one of my games. So my defense didn't do anything. Picked up Winfield. He's been amazing. Bobby Wagner's been the guy that I kept all throughout the period. Bolton just came back from an injury. And back-to-back weeks, I think he's gotten a 6 and a 6, 6 and a 4. I'll take it. I just want 4+. I really don't care. But Winfield's been great, and Wagner's been awesome. On his side, he's got some solid guys there. I think I drafted TJ Edwards. So yeah, it's I don't think defense and kicker is going to be the game changer here. I think we're going to see offensively is what's going to be. But Cobb, who is your projected winner of this matchup?
Yeah, no, this is a good it's a good matchup. I think Adam has some firepower players. And I think you especially are happy to have received that bye. Adam was one of the teams that was eyeing the bye. I know some other teams I think, did you go from what, like 5th to 2nd or 6th to 2nd or something like that last week or 2 weeks ago?
6th to 2nd, yeah.
Which wild. I mean, it just goes to show you how crazy that league is. So like I think your team, the other teams are probably again, punch in the air, wishing they had you last week. You got that bye. That's what winning teams do. Now your team's gonna be better for it, and they're gonna bounce back. And I'm gonna get you go against these projections here with Yahoo. So I'm gonna have you winning this one. Let's go like a 132 to 121.
Is it late night where I'm already winning, or did he makes kind of a comeback, but like having Debo in that game kind of like
yeah, that's the thing. Debo is like the ultimate like counter to Adam because he can receive touchdowns from Purdy and he can take rushing touchdowns away from CMC. So I mean, I think you're going to be ahead going into that game because I mean Purdy and CMC wouldn't have played yet with Adam. I'll probably give you like a 25-point lead by that point, 30-point lead by that point. I think that'll be like it's not like super comfortable, but it's like still doable for Adam. But I think it's a little going to be too much for him to overcome.
Yeah, I think I win this one. Just going through this match, that I think we gave like 2 of the matchups to him. I think
the London and Hubbard, and we'll see what Njoku does. It's just that just kind of blows it up for Adam.
Yeah. And that's been my problem with this team. It's too top heavy. It's been too CMC reliant, AJ Brown reliant, and then he got Purdy, and that really helped him because being too reliant. I mean, yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go 145 to 127. Yeah, and you got a Mad Hotch, or no, you got a Stu and Dash championship. Although I'd love to play Matty in the championship and fucking just end his world, dude.
Good stories for both.
And if I beat him, that's 3-0 in the season on him. So like, I want that. I want that one so badly.
That'd be pretty big. Yeah, I mean, Adam's the only person in the playoffs left that hasn't won yet. So it's a good chance we're going to have someone getting another ring under their belt. Right now I'm the only one sitting at 2. Obviously, Hotch has a lot, but hopefully he doesn't get another one into his cabinet. But yeah, no, it's going to be good. It's kind of weak that it's 1, 2, 3, 4 left. But that's how it goes. I do think these are two very capable and deserving teams, or four, sorry, capable and deserving teams. So I wish everyone the best. And we'll see who the championship's going to be. It's going to be a banger, anyways. Either way.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Both matchups are like you could see. That's the thing. We know we picked who we picked, but like you could see either way, like the opposite happening, just based on the matchups. Okay, so now we're gonna get to a part of the show which I've been kind of waiting for. This guy, like, he came back in our group message, like, totally not even addressing what we talked about his woes and what he did this past week. But we're gonna talk about that right now on our favorite segment, brought to you by Marcus Berry's Fitness. This is our Berry's Motivational Squeeze, brought to you by Marcus Berry Fitness. If you are looking to get fit for the new year, 2024 is around the corner. If you need a trainer, I don't know if he subscribes to any gyms, but if you want to give him a call, he can write you up a key little workout. I don't know how much he charges these days, but I'm sure you can work with your budget. But it's brought to you by Marcus Berry Fitness. Berry's Motivational Squeeze.
This is why you're fucking holding back, and I'm tired of the BS.
All right, so we are going to talk about this is Barry's Motivational Squeeze. We're going to give someone a piece of advice which they need to really consider as they want to consider it in life, they want to consider it in fantasy, whatever they want to do. I want this person to take it, own it, and really, really take it in this one. So we mentioned it earlier that there was probably the biggest fantasy blunder in our league that occurred last week in this league. And in the quarterfinals, it was really bad because Stu should be out of the playoffs right now, and Hotch should be playing ZT in the playoffs right now. And we're going to just take you to the moment that we all knew it was over. So Saturday night, there's 3 games. I go to look at the matches because I was doing shit all day and I wanted to see where the scores were. I go to ZT's matchup. I click on it and I see Riley Patterson 0 inactive. I'm like, wait, what? So I click on that and it was a designation at 7. The game started at 8:15. Designation 7:08. Riley Patterson loses job as kicker. Coach's decision out. And I'm like, whoa. I will say this: a little more than an hour away from the game, an hour and 7 minutes. It's fantasy playoffs, man. You need to be on top of this stuff. Your game's about you should be checking. At least for me, I don't know about you, Kyle, but I check even when the games aren't on, I just go to like predictions. I randomly, like, by every 30 minutes, I'm looking at my phone to see the predictions, see if anything's changed, see any red notes. That's how I'm always doing that, especially when we're talking about fantasy. And especially if you know your team picked up Michael Badgley that week, like, something's off. But anyway, ZT starts off Saturday night with a 0 from his kicker. So, okay, all is well. He thinks he loses by that point. He's like, yeah, I'm probably toast anyway. The following day, he does dick on Sunday. Outside Kyron Williams and Laporta, his team really didn't do anything. And ZT's team tore it up. Lamar Jackson had 20, St. Brown had 20, Rashee Rice 21, Jaden Reed 15. So that kind of keeps him into it. So Stu's got a 1.9 lead going into Friday. Or going to Monday night, the Eagles game. ZT, all he has left is an IDP. ZT picks up a guy who literally just got picked up by this team 2 weeks ago, who had a 1 last week, a guy who is borderline not even ownable. Well, he wasn't ownable when he was with Indianapolis this year because he was injured. He was getting 2s, 3s, 2s. And then he picks up a guy who had a 1 the week before who just joined this team. And he's starting him. And I'm like, whoa, dude, you're starting? And I wait till after the game started to dog this pickup. It's not, man. It's just he's finally acclimated in the defense. He's gonna be the guy like tonight. Like, don't worry. Okay. Well, that guy got a 1, and Stu ended up winning by 0.57 to advance to the semifinals. I mean, you could have picked up anybody who was with the Eagles and had more than a 1 on defense last week. Just anybody. My power was out Monday, and I was managed to open up the game at the end of it to watch a little bit of it. But Cobb was texting me like, dude, like he's barely been in this game. I mean, just you could have picked up anybody, dude. I mean, he even had a chance Sunday night to pick up somebody in the Ravens game or somebody in the Jags game, just to get more points. But dude, like he just didn't. I mean, he just left Shaq Leonard in there. ZT, I didn't know ZT was a big name guy, but like, dude, just because Shaq Leonard's got a key name doesn't mean like you're going to start this guy. He's not a startable guy. It's not 2016 anymore, 2018. I don't even know what like my motivation is to ZT because I don't know what to say to him because like you say stuff to him, he's like, oh yeah, no, he was solid, like he's good, like it's a bad game, whatever, it wasn't meant to be. But like no, dude, you could have easily picked up somebody who had more than a 1 last week from one of these last games, but you decided to go Shaq Leonard, a guy who was picked up 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, not a ton to add after that. Like it was unfortunate with the kicker situation. I know ZT said he was at a wedding. I don't know. I feel like I have notifications on that I would see, oh shit, my kicker's out. Like, I get like, oh, you're fun, but like you're in the playoffs, dude. We're all in the fantasy league. We've been in this league forever. I'm not checking my phone. It's not like you need to check it every single minute, but like
you're not in the wedding.
Yeah, right. So like it's only natural to have your to check your phone. It's just the Shaq, like that aside, I mean, sure, we'll give that a bad break to ZT. Shaq Leonard was purely a name play there. And this is where, my name, ZT's crystal ball comes in. And he's in his head, he's like, Shaq Leonard's still that all pro. He's gonna come in and be that guy that like reinvigorates this Eagles defense. Like he's Shaq Leonard. But last week he barely played. This week was he got the point he got was on the last drive or second to last drive of the game. I mean, he just wasn't in. I mean, he was around, like he was getting like some like group tackles. He was not getting credit for it, but it was such a risk that, like you said, like if I just need 2 points, I'm going to the IDP list and going through every single person, looking at how much stacks they rack up just to make sure that like, hey, this guy is at least going to be playing. I know his role in the defense. This was just a wild decision. One that I don't even think he thought about. He just saw the name, chose it, and ran with it, and was just assumed that 2 points was in the bag. But that was bad, man. It was, and it's unfortunate because ZT last 8 weeks, he was 7 of 8. He was probably the hottest team coming into the playoffs, and for good reason. Lamar's fun. Jahmyr Gibbs is finally the guy that he drafted. Likely has been filling in for Mark Andrews. St. Brown's been killing it. Rashee Rice is looking great. He's playing Jaden Reed, who's been doing well. Like ZT had a shot. Like he had a shot he should have beat Stu. He had a shot at Hodge, which is something that not a lot of teams can say, and he blew it. It's really unfortunate, something that's going to haunt him, hopefully not for too long, but with what his history's been, this is just another notch in the belt of mishaps in this league for him. It's very unfortunate to see.
I'm just looking to see all the Eagles and Seattle players that are available, and all these guys had over a 1. Like I had Reed Blankenship, who was not good. I dropped because I think he got a 3 from me a couple weeks back. I dropped him after that, but he got a 4. He's had a 3 and a 4 back-to-back weeks. I mean, something that like I would not trust Shaq Leonard at all. Like going into that, okay, let's say you just had Shaq Leonard in there. Like, okay, I'm just going with him this week. But then you go back and look like shit. I'm only down 1.58 going into the Monday night game. Okay, let me rethink this. Maybe see if somebody else out there may be safer. But he didn't even do that. He didn't even adjust. He left it as is.
Stacked to get deck against himself, and it was something that we had talked about with him before the games even started. We were like, wow, dude, like you're down 2, but you're starting Shaq Leonard. Good luck. And he just kind of like laughed it off and decided that it was just going to be fate. I don't know. But it's the benefit of Stu. And hey, if Stu goes on to win the whole thing, should give a little $5 to ZT for the.
He should have half. He should carve Stu Adams in the half like ZT, in there.
That'd be pretty good.
Hey, ZT finally gets a little bit of a ring.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll have a show next week to break down the championship game. But if both teams are healthy going into the championship next week, who's your champion? I mean, forget your predictions, but just overall the 4 teams. If all teams are healthy, as what we saw as of right now, there's no added injuries to what is right now. Who would you say is the champion going into the next season?
Oh man, so I mean, I'll just go off of I had you and Hotch winning, and that'd be a barn burner. I think that'd be the highest rated of the potential outcomes for.
No doubt.
Yeah, not even close.
No one wants to watch the Hamlin Bowl again. Let me put it that way.
I don't know. Hotch's team just hasn't felt like it was. It seems weak. It seems like there's some vulnerabilities there, and maybe I'm fooling myself and hoping that he doesn't get his 5th title. So I'm gonna go you. I'll go my co-host.
Wow.
I'll do a little Cobb and Dash show sandwich. I got the bottom, you got the top.
I like that.
Surrounding the league.
And Hodge is in the middle right there.
Oh yeah. I'll eat that sandwich, get 4 hours off.
Ooh, there you go. I will say it tells you how much that, because you don't want to root for me. I think we did like the when I put the potential championships in there, like on the voting thing.
Vote.
You didn't vote at all? I thought you had
I might have voted for like ZT.
Yeah, you didn't vote for my.
I voted for a new champion. I wanted to see a new champion, mainly because I'm sitting there in second place, and I kind of like that.
I bet you do. But like having him at 5 or somebody else at 2, I think you'd rather.
Yeah, I'd probably rather the 2.
Yeah, because at 5 it comes to a point like, dude, is anyone gonna catch that? It's
it's like 15 years from now, someone might.
It's crazy. Yeah, so it has to be stopped, and I'm hoping Stu can stop it just by beating him this weekend. Regardless if I beat him in the championship, I just hope Stu stops it.
Do you think ZT had a better shot at beating Hodge than Stu?
Yeah, but with all the injuries Stu has right now, I think ZT had a better shot. I mean, he has Lamar at quarterback, and then he's got all these rookie receivers who are really panning out for him. And by the way, ZT like getting the only rookie receivers besides Puka, like he waited on those guys. He waited on Rashee Rice. He waited on Jaden Reed. Like the guys who had the bigger names who went early as hell. I mean, Addison has been all right, but like as far as like who ZT got, good for him.
I'll show you the ad I just got. Oh, you can't see it.
McDonald's.
Yeah, it just said it was Uber Eats said hungry for Mickey D's.
Little do they know.
Listen to me, man.
But all right, guys. Well, that does it for the Cobb and Dash show for this week. We'll see you guys next week as we break down the championship of the BL Plus. The Cobb and Dash show will break it down, and it'll be the last episode of the season before we obviously get to off-season stuff where trades will be bombarded in the first few weeks of the year, and also no new owners too. So that's a good thing. For the first time in a while, we don't have new owners going into the next season. I think we blew our load this year with 2, or 3. So
yeah, 3.
Well, all right, guys. Wish you guys good luck this weekend, and hope you guys enjoy the other 2 matches we got going on for you. Take it easy, everybody.